Hi, and welcome back. We're here with Vicky Vogels of the Minnesota State Horticultural Society. Vicky, thanks for coming.
Oh, I'm delighted to be here.
Let's talk about gardening.
Hey, let's.
Okay. Well, first of all, tell us about the Minnesota State Horticultural Society, your history, your mission, and your role there.
Sure. The Horticultural Society has been around for 144 years. So we've been talking about gardening for a long time. Yeah. The organization itself started when a gentleman, Horace Greeley, came here from New York, a journalist, and said, it's too cold there to grow apples. And so some folks in Rochester decided to take him up on that.
Prove him wrong.
Yeah. And they have, very successfully. As you know, there's some fabulous apples that come out of Minnesota now.
And in addition to a lot of other things.
That's
that
right.
Are currently growing as
That's
well.
right, yeah.
And gardening seems to be enjoying a lot of resurgence in popularity. In fact, I just read that Michelle Obama, the First Lady's, created a White House garden for the first time since World War II.
We are so excited about that. First of all, I'm not sure if gardening is a resurgence, but vegetable gardening certainly is. You know, it's kind of an economic thing. People are thinking now, well, how can I make sure I get fresh produce and not have it be too expensive? You know, gas costs have gone down, but to drive to the store to buy a tomato, you know, is kind of a big deal. So if we're all growing our own and they're fresh and they're right out of the garden, there's nothing like it, and they taste so much better. So gardeners in general are so excited that there's now going to be this great role model for everyone coming from the White House and growing that garden. And so while we're all growing our beautiful perennials and annuals and beautifying our yards, why not put some vegetables in between if you don't even want to start a whole vegetable garden on your own.
And wholesome and tasty food on the table as well.
That's right. That's right.
So, and you're also involved in a program called Minnesota Green. What's that?
It's a wonderful program. The Horticultural Society has been managing Minnesota Green for over 20 years, and essentially it's a plant donation program for community spaces. Now that could be a community garden plots, it could be a beautification project, it could be a school doing some educational programs. So a group can sign up and become a member. It's a separate membership fee from our general membership, and through emails they get information about plant donations all season long. And in fact, they start in March with a seed donation and go on usually well beyond the time anyone wants to be planting, because we get a lot of phone calls late in the season when homeowners are bringing in large, beautiful, lush plants that they've set outside and want to bring back inside. So it's the gamut. Indoor plants, outdoor, vegetables, seeds, it's everything.
And providing that for the community.
It's a great benefit. So for the cost to join the program is $50. Groups can get $500 easily worth of plant material. So it's really just a bounty of things for them.
Well, that sounds exciting.
It's great.
Yeah. And your organization serves as a resource for someone who's interested in getting involved with either gardening or, say, growing plants. I mean, what sort of resources, if someone was well, okay, that sounds great. I mean, maybe I could plant a garden. What would I do?
Sure. We have a magazine we've been publishing for a very long time, Northern Gardener, yes. And it's all about gardening in our zones. Minnesota's zones 3, 4, and 5, but in fact there's 5 zones within that. And there's variations then on what you can plant within those.
What would Minnesota fall under? What zone?
3 different ones. So 3, 4, and 5. And then there's 4A and 3A and B, you know, so it breaks it out further. So
definitely apples, says Horace Greeley, didn't think so.
Right. So the hardiness is an issue for things that'll winter over. But so we've got a great magazine all about gardening here. We've got classes that we do all year long, some of them at our office, and we also have them at garden centers throughout the community, really trying to reach out to folks that can't make it to where we are. We have a library that has just a wealth of information. We've got a great selection of books. You can actually access the library listing on our website and find out what's there before you come down.
Okay, well, what is your website?
It's www.northerngardener.org.
northerngardener.org.
Yes.
All right. So you could also find, I'm sure, other links to other resources on your website as well.
That's right. We work with garden clubs and you'll find those there. You can find out where in the state they're located and who you might want to join up with. If you're interested in a particular plant, there's plant societies that you could work with and join there and find out more information, and just other things like public gardens, where to find those, other general resources, all kinds of topics.
So, for instance, I could find out why my indoor plant is not doing so well and how much water it needs and how much sun it needs. I think I might be giving it too much sun.
We'll direct you appropriately.
Okay. That would mean that I would have to find out what kind of plant it is.
Well, sometimes you need to know that in order to diagnose.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's a wonderful, wonderful resource for people. Do you also have, I think you mentioned garden clubs. So
Yes.
Is that something that you organize as an organization?
No.
Or something that you provide information leading to?
We provide information to the clubs and access to those clubs, and they get special benefits joining our organization. So it's kind of one of those win-win situations, teaming up with the clubs like the plant societies. We work with the master gardeners as well. So
a great resource.
Great resource.
Great resource. And then just to wrap up here just a little bit, you're an organization that is, I think, member supported, right?
Yes, that's right.
Member supported, so it's not a state agency, so it's supported by those who love gardening.
Correct.
And horticulture.
Correct.
So how would someone get involved?
Well, again, go to our website, northerngardener.org, and you'll find membership information there, how to join. We have a whole list of benefits. It's really wonderful. Besides discounts at nurseries and greenhouses, free tickets to the Home and Garden Show, the Home and Patio Show. New members get a $25 merchandise credit to White Flower Farm. The list goes on. It's really a great thing, and that's for the complete membership. If you want to just get the magazine, you can sign up just for that and start that way too.
All right, well, spring is here.
Oh, and we're
So
excited
we should
about
start
that.
planting.
Yes.
Right.
Well, we should start planting, but be sure to not rush into it too fast.
Right.
Check your soil. Take a handful of soil, make a ball, and when you tap it, if it falls apart, then you can
dry.
start planting.
Oh,
if
yes,
that
perfect.
ball stays together, it's too wet.
It's too wet.
You need to
Okay.
wait a little bit.
Good to know.
Yes.
Vicky, thanks for coming.
Oh, my delight.